Today I will talk about nominal and real GDP, not by choice but because I have to. I will cover how to change nominal GDP to real GDP and explain its importance even though I don't really care. Anyway, to start us off, nominal GDP is the gross domestic product not adjusted for inflation. And yes, you guessed it, real GDP is the gross domestic product adjusted for inflation. In order to find the real GDP, you must first find the nominal GDP. Using this table, we're going to find the nominal GDP for the year 2004. To find the nominal GDP, all we would have to do is multiply the units of output in 2004, 10, by the price of the market basket in 2004, 30, which gives you 300. You would find the nominal GDP for the year 2005 the same way. Before we can find the real GDP, however, we must first find the price index, which is an index number that shows how the weighted average price of a market basket of goods changes over time. To find the price index, you must divide the current prices of the market basket by the base prices, and then multiply by 100. For the year 2004, we would divide 30 by 10 and multiply it by 100, giving you a price index of 300. The price index for the year 2005 is found the same way. And finally, the one we've been waiting for, real GDP. To find real GDP, all you need to do is divide the nominal GDP by the price index and then multiply by 100. For the year 2004, we would divide 300 by 300 and multiply by 100, giving us a real GDP of 100. Same process for the year 2005. Now that we're done with the boring stuff, I can further explain what the purpose of it was. Nominal GDP is a measurement made in current money. For example, if you go to the store and buy a hoverboard for $200, that adds $200 to the GDP. But if you buy that same hoverboard, I don't know why you would since you already have one, but anyway. Next year for 220, then the GDP is increased by 220 in that next year, even though it is the same product. However, real GDP is adjusted for inflation, so if the product price inflated from $200 to $220 in 1 year, then the GDP contribution of that same product would be a 0% increase from year to year. If all products did the same, GDP would show no increase or decrease as long as the same amount of products were sold. Now we know real GDP is a measure of activity in the economy. If more products are sold, then GDP will go up, or if less is sold, then GDP goes down. This is a far better measure of the economy, which explains why it's important to convert nominal GDP into real GDP. Next time someone asks you why all of this is important, reply with, "It just is, because no one wants to hear any of this." The end.